na yammo eno so eye fango ho asabiya bia NPA National Petroleum Authority womo ena ye petrol ho sansam filling stations a ewo krom hanom gas filling station krom hanom na de ade nyina no womo no me regulator a che so mo show mase na yebisa papa ne se entokwa esi o Iran ene eye Israel tem no aso ensunso boni bi yan hwe ani mo na yedie yura Eduji Tamako.
Now what we have done obviously at our end is that thankfully we have enough stock currently in the country. It's not like on the sea or something. Currently we have enough that, quote unquote, if we don't get any coming in, at least for 2 months, we can have the needed, what shall I say, fuel products to keep this country going. But it's also important to make the point that the bulk of our petroleum products is imported, the bulk. In Ghana today, we have thermal oil refinery that's supposed to do 45,000 barrels of crude daily. We also have Central refinery that is supposed to do additional 40 to 45,000 barrels of crude daily. We also have some smaller refineries that will do 4,500 barrels. These are quite small, you know. And however, these refineries are not, quote unquote, producing as expected. So there's a heavy reliance on products from abroad. Thankfully, our neighbor, Nigeria, through Dangote and others, also have products. And immediately, you cannot say that they are directly impacted, save the cost of what you call crude oil. You'll notice that crude oil prices today have moved from $60 to almost $74, $78. Now, the reason is really not because crude oil production had fallen. No. Almost all the major production ends are producing. So Saudi Arabia is still producing. Yeah. The problem has come about largely because of what you call vessel availability. Now, you'd also notice that one of the major transport ends or hub when it comes to tanker movement and others, particularly from the Arabian Sea into the open sea, had to do with the Strait of Hormuz, which borders Oman, Iran, and some other countries, Kuwait and the rest. And you know, those are where they produce more of the natural gas, more of black gold, among other things. And so once you have that place almost becoming a theater of military powers, who is mighty and who is not, it will impact on who and what vessels are willing to move products on that corridor. And so now the bigger problem is the issue of vessel availability and also the insurance that you need to pay, because once there are potential for anything military-wise, persons who transport these products are much concerned. And so you are likely to pay higher insurance premium even to get your product moved within because of the risk associated. And so the real cause in terms of the increase in the price is really not what I'll say, lack of production, but the process of moving the product. So the freight cost is really what is raising the price from $60 to $74. That's really where the problem is coming.
So that is you say the risks that would be involved. if you were transporting via the Strait of Hormuz, that's what will put an extra premium on your insurance and drive the cost up.
Because one of the border country is Iran.
Okay.
And then Oman, Kuwait, and the rest on that stretch. And so once you have that imminent danger, you want to underwrite the risk. And so you pay higher premium for it. And so that is really where the problem is coming from, and not necessarily a cut in production. Now, unlike countries like Russia and others that produces more, Saudi Arabia and co, they are not really the center or the epicenter of the conflict. It is Iran. And because of the movement and vessel availability among others, that is really where the impact is coming from. But you cannot also discount the fact that the conflict in and of itself will have an impact on the pricing. But if you look at it globally, the greater impact is coming from the cost of freight, of moving product within. And you know, the interesting part is that it's the shortest route into the open sea. So most shipping lines prefer using that route, which is cheaper and shorter, because the shorter the distance, the lower the cost. And so if you have to divert into other ends to get to the markets in Europe and the Asian countries and others, it will cost you more. Because a journey that can, say, take a week, if it's going to be 2 weeks, it will cost you more. And those people are not Father Christmas. They'll put the price, the cost that they are incurring onto the price of the product.
Okay, so National Petroleum Authority boss, Gordon Edujita Makuluna Mote said, one Ghana for the commodity for next 2 months in a year. Ghana, you're enough of fango honomo bitimidia boy hombra. You knew said 2 months in a bear zostino. Now, him say, I bind so I make another provision a year for more a year fango. Sans Niema AC or run ne a year easier for terminal. Yet to me predict time about Quebec wajai what is it? Hanti Ajinya me and wobeti me I come back kuma say Munyan say Ununa Mudino. Na ba kwati ase eti eno no de honom a che se ese esi ana esi henti esi na esi. Okay, mami ni komo kakran from Lands and Natural Resources